In today's video, just like the title says, I'm going to be predicting who I think are going to be the top 10 players in 2025. So for any of you that are watching this after I upload it, or some like months or years after I've uploaded this video, I'm recording this right now in early September of 2021, before the 2021 and 2022 season has started yet. So for context, that is when I'm doing these predictions, and especially right now in the NBA, the next generation of talent in this league is really showing a lot of promise right now, and it's going to be really interesting to see them take over the NBA soon, and how in 2025 this generation is definitely going to be taking over the NBA, because the current generation right now is probably mostly going to be coming to an end and retiring soon, as in 2025 LeBron James is going to be now 40 years old, probably retired from the league. Guys like Steph Curry and Kevin Durant are going to be 37, James Harden's going to be 36, Damian Lillard's going to be 35, and Kawhi Leonard's going to be 34. But like I said, we do have still a very talented young generation coming over that is going to take over this league, and in today's video I'm going to be going through those top 10 players and predicting who I think they will be in the year 2025. So let's get into it. Let's start off with some honorable mentions who I think are just going to miss out on the top 10. I've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who I think has a ton of promise in this league and is already, in my opinion, a top 25 player with his elite 3-level scoring ability, his very good playmaking and pretty good defense, but I don't think he's going to be good enough to be in this very talented top 10 in 2025. We also have Ja Morant, who's also an honorable mention, who will probably have a really strong case to be in that top 10 in 2025 with his still really good playmaking already, his craftiness around the rim, and I think his shooting is really going to improve as well, but he's probably still not going to be good enough defensively and good enough to be in that very talented top 10. And also Kawhi Leonard, I mentioned he's going to be 34 years old, and that's why he's not going to be on the list, but his scoring ability is so automatic that I think he still will be going very strong at 34 years old. I just don't think his defense will be as elite as it is now, and obviously as it was when he was with San Antonio, so again, he's just missing out on the top 10 as well. At number 10, I've got Trae Young. We all know that Trae Young is definitely going to be one of the better players for the next generation, taking over the league soon. He's already one of, if not the very best playmaker in the NBA, probably right now a top 5 playmaker in the NBA. Last year, leading the entire league in box creation, which is how many open shots you create for your teammates per game, and he's already done a fantastic job running his team's offense early in his career, and he's really going to improve on that. His amazing shot creation ability, his ability to run the pick and roll very effectively, be crafty around the rim scoring, having a very good touch with that floater, having a very good mid-range game, and creating his own shot, taking step back, shooting threes. Sometimes Trae can be inefficient, but I think he's going to improve on that, and he'll become a top 10 player at least in 2025. What is holding us back is his very poor defense and how he can't contribute anything on that end of the floor, but it shouldn't factor in much because he can mostly be hidden on defense, and I think he's going to continue to improve as the offensive initiator for this Hawks team and easily become one of the top 10 players in the future, and at least 10th on the list in 2025. Number 9, I've got Devin Booker. I think he's really going to improve as an overall player, become a little bit better defensively. We've already seen how, especially even in the playoffs last year, he can be a really good on-ball defender at times, a pretty good playmaker, and already his scoring ability is arguably top 10 in the NBA. For the last 4 years, Booker has consistently put up around 25 to 27 points per game, and even last year in the playoffs, he showed that he can lead his team to wins too, bringing his team all the way to the NBA Finals alongside Chris Paul, and averaging 27 points per game in that playoff run as well. So he's shown he can do it in the playoffs, and at times when Booker's at his best, he can not only be putting up 25 to 27 points per game, but also be doing this very efficiently on sometimes near 50, 40, 90 shooting, which is absolutely insane for his play style, and he can be very effective in the mid-range area, especially one of the best mid-range scorers in the game right now, and from 3, and he can create his own shot a lot as well. So really his scoring ability, combined with the fact that I think he's going to improve in other aspects of the game, will make him a top 10 player in 2025. Number 8, I've got Cade Cunningham, and I know it seems bold to put a guy that hasn't even played in the league yet over a guy like Trae Young and Devin Booker in the top 8, but I think Cade's overall ability is absolutely going to translate over to the NBA at an elite level, and he can literally do everything on the court, and his versatile game is what I think is really going to translate over to the NBA, and when he doesn't have something going in his game, he's going to have something else going. He's just that versatile and that good. He can score pretty much anywhere on the court when he's at his best, can get to any spot and score anywhere. He's a very good playmaker when he's driving towards the rim, draws a lot of attention, has very good instincts and a high offensive IQ, and defensively, he can do pretty much anything here as well, guard 1 through 4 effectively and be a very good perimeter defender, and he can rebound effectively too at the guard position. He struggled with turnovers in college and probably will a little bit in the NBA as well, but that was mostly due to his team's really bad spacing. He might struggle a little bit with that as well, and that's why he's not in the top 5, but the fact that he can do everything and pretty much an elite level, and I think it'll translate over to the NBA, is why I have Cade this high. Number 7, I've got Anthony Davis, and by this time, Anthony Davis would be 32 years old, probably nearing the end of the prime of his career, but still probably in that prime. And this past season in 2021, AD obviously had a rough season offensively when he was fully healthy, and for the rest of the season with injuries, but we know just how good he can be when he's fully healthy. He can average near 30 points per game when he's healthy offensively. He's a decent playmaker, and when he gets in the post and he's got that mid-range game going and he can score around the rim really effectively too, he could be one of the best scorers in the NBA, and I think he's going to keep this going for the next few years and at least into 2025 as well. And defensively, we know that AD is one of, if not the very best defender in the NBA right now, and I think he's going to keep that up as well. He's a very, very good pick and roll defender, a very good rim protector, and can defend the perimeter as well and switch out there. So his overall ability, I think, will continue until he's 32, and he'll be a top 7 player in 2025. And number 6, I've got Joel Embiid, and already I have Joel in my top 10, as most people do, but I really don't think a lot of people realize just how good he is already. Last year, Joel led the entire league in points per 75 possessions with about 33, which is absolutely insane, and he's easily already the most dominant post player in the game right now, and I think he's going to continue to improve that little turn-range, mid-range shots that he takes in the post, that three-point shot, and what's holding him back right now, and probably in the future too, is how he doesn't have really a lot of an off-ball game, or a playmaking, or passing game, and I don't think he's really going to improve much on that because of his play style and how he's going to stick with it, and also his endurance isn't great, and a lot of the time, he's a very, very good and talented defender and rim protector, but sometimes he'll get tired and doesn't give a lot of effort defensively, but I think that too is something he could improve on down the road in his career. So I think in 2025 he'd definitely be a borderline top 5 player. Number 5, I've got Nikola Jokic, and we already know what Jokic is about. An amazing and crafty scorer at the big man position this year, putting up about 27 points per game on near 50-40-90 shooting, which is obviously insane for a big man, and the best playmaking big man that we've ever seen. He obviously has a very high offensive IQ, an amazing passer, has incredible court vision, amazing overall playmaker, and last year was top 7 in the league in box creation with a 15 per game. So it's amazing playmaking from Jokic, and he's going to continue this throughout his career. His ability is just so creative that offensively he's pretty much unstoppable, and really the only thing holding him back from maybe even being in the top 3 or the best player in 2025 is the fact that he's probably still going to be a poor defender because of his frame. He may improve on this. His pick and roll defense right now is very poor, and you do need good pick and roll defense as a big man, especially in today's NBA. And Jokic might improve on this a little bit, but not enough to be at maybe that number 1 or 2 spot. So I think, but with his offensive ability and how creative and amazing playmaker he is at the big man position, I still think that he might win another MVP or 2 in his career, and in 2025 he'll be in that top 5. Number 4, I've got Jayson Tatum, and I think it's inevitable that Jayson Tatum will continue to break out over the next few years of his career, and already in the NBA is a borderline top 10 player, and I think he'll improve a ton and crack that top 5. And I think a lot of us see just how special of a player Tatum is, his amazing ability to smoothly create open shots off of the dribble and score at an extremely high level pretty much anywhere on the floor, and be one of the best ISO players in the NBA. And I think Tatum too, with his play style, he can probably adapt and become more of an off-ball player too when he needs to. He's really going to be the leader of this Celtics team for the next 4 years leading up to 2025, and he's obviously an amazing ISO player right now, but I think he could add even more of kind of a playmaking, passing aspect to his game too, playing off ball a little bit and being one of, if not the very best offensive player in the NBA in 2025. And defensively, I see him improving a lot too. I think he's versatile already defensively, is a good on-ball and off-ball defender, and is becoming becoming better as the years go on as well. So I definitely see a lot of improvement incoming for Tatum, and I think he's going to be a top 5 player in 2025 as well. At number 3, I've got Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I think a lot of people would probably have Giannis number 1 on this list. I just think the 2 guys I put ahead of him are going to completely dominate this era of basketball, and for Giannis, in 2025, you can probably expect exactly what we're getting from him now. I don't think he will have a consistent jump shot by that time. He just doesn't look like that player that's going to be able to develop one and use it in game effectively, so this might hold him back ever so slightly, but he's still going to be the most dominant transition player in the league, probably still the best interior scorer in the league, a very good playmaker, which I think he could improve on, and improving that passing ability as well, finding guys on the perimeter, and defensively, he's still going to be one of, if not the very best defender in the NBA, with his amazing pick and roll defense, rim protection, and his switchability at times as well. So you can pretty much expect in 2025 exactly what we're getting from Giannis right now, and that's why I think he's going to be at this spot. Number 2, I've got Zion, and for some of you this might seem a little bit high for Zion, but if you watch my channel, you know just how high I am on Zion, and I think he's really getting slept on. And when he came into the league, he had tons of hype, but for some reason that hype has gone away when he's literally playing like a top 15 player in the NBA right now. And like I said, I've made a lot of content on the channel about Zion. The 2 most hot take videos I made recently, I made one on why I think he's gonna win MVP this upcoming season, and also I made one a while back on why I think he could average literally 40 points per game in the prime of his career, and I go in depth with some of these videos too on why I think this, so be sure to check those out as well. But to summarize, last year when Zion Williamson is 20 years old, he averaged the most points per game in NBA history on 60+% shooting from the field, which is incredible. And as he gets better spacing with his team, which I already think he's got with the New Orleans Pelicans, and continues to get better coaching, more field goal attempts per game, more minutes per game, and develop his defense to a little bit of a better point as well, where he can defend the interior and the perimeter effectively, it's inevitable that Zion Williamson will have a case to be the best player in the NBA in 2025, and I think he could be doing historic things scoring the ball and dominating around the rim. And at number 1, I've got Luka Doncic. I think most of us can probably agree on this one here. I made a video a couple weeks ago about why I think Luka might be able to end his career as a top 10 player of all time, and that's just how talented he is. Scoring wise, he can create his own shot, take that step back jumper, and be probably one of the best scorers in the league at this time in 2025. He's also an amazing playmaker. He does have a ball dominant play style, but he is a very good passer, has great court vision, and can probably average around 10 assists per game during the 2025 season as well. And I think he's underrated defensively too. By this time, he's probably going to be an over average defender, and Luka's just so talented now and has so much potential that I would be really surprised if he wasn't the best player in 2025. So there you have it. That's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I definitely think it was very interesting to go through this video and give you guys my predictions, and it'll be interesting to see how these predictions end up. Be sure to comment down below your thoughts on my predictions today, and hey, if you're watching this in 2025, let me know how I did. Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all next video.